As we're talking about the Ahmaud Arbery case, there's something that you really have to keep in mind as we frame the conversation. And that is that the police saw the video that you all have undoubtedly seen by now. I'm not going to play it here. They saw that video and they said, yeah, that's fine. The prosecutor is the only reason that we have the video, because the other lawyers saw it and said it was a legal killing. So the police, the investigators, the lawyers, they all saw it, but only the prosecutor who saw this and then released the video, that's the only reason we have the video. That's the only reason that anything's being done, because of national outrage. Because all these people in that little community, defend the blue, back the blue, they saw it and they didn't do anything. And that's the problem. Now, I've waited to comment on this because I really wanted to see the facts and see if anything came out to really defend the situation, see if there was maybe more investigating going on or something like that, or maybe there really was some crime that he was committing, but everything that we're seeing is making it out to be exactly what it looks like. And it's two men hunting down a guy because they saw him running, they thought he was suspicious. They said he was hauling ass, quote by them, and that was suspicious because they said he looked like someone who fit the description of someone who had been responsible for a string of robberies in the area. But that actually doesn't even hold up itself, because there's only been one robbery in that area in quite some time, according to some of the reporting. So you look at that and you say there was no string of robberies. It's not like there was a similar face or any face like up on the walls all over the city saying, oh, wanted, bounty for this guy or something like that. There was no case like that. So the real disgusting part is that you have to think, what if we hadn't seen the video? Nothing would be done. And this kind of thing is happening even when we don't see it. And that's the problem. That's why, there's this big push for police officers to have body cams, because police can get away with this kind of thing until there's national outrage. And we've seen this a few different times. The problem is there's not enough video and there's not enough time to have a national outrage about every single time someone gets shot and killed by the police. Because you look at this, it takes weeks of national outrage to get one case to even go to trial. So for the, hundreds of people who will get shot and killed by the police every year, there's not enough time to have a national outrage. We'd have to be in a constant state of national outrage. And that's kind of, it doesn't make sense. So now this is a particular case because he was a retired police officer, so you couldn't really even have had a body cam on that person. But that is how he used his connections to not get any charges pressed against him, because essentially he knew all the people involved because he was an investigator. So that was something that you kind of look at it and you just go, yeah, of course you get investigated by your buddies and it's not going to go anywhere. So that's why I think really the only solution, body cams is not going to be enough. It helps, but it's not enough. What we really need is the body cams in conjunction with a completely separate entity that deals with any cases involving police. If a police shooting happens, it needs to be an outside civilian force that actually investigates that. Because even though they try to have that thing right now, the sort of force that comes and does the internal investigation, they're all kind of buddy-buddy. They're all part of it anyway. So the system right now is all designed to kind of protect these people. And that doesn't help anyone. I'm not one of these people who's out there like, F the police or anything like that. No, not at all. And the people who are right now, after seeing that video, still saying back the blue, that kind of hardliner, like, you're not helping the police anyway. Because the more that this sort of thing happens and the more that the people get away with it, it's just going to increase the tensions between police and the common, civilian. So what's going to happen is you're going to increase the tensions, It's going to make more dangerous situations for people and for the police. So even if your position is just back the blue, no matter what, you don't care about Ahmaud Arbery and you don't care about any of that, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make sense, because if you want them to be safe, they have to be treating civilians the way that they should be treated. Now, obviously, that shouldn't be too much to ask, but you just have to think about it logically. If you want everybody to be safe, everybody has to act pretty non-aggressively, because all it takes is for one person to start being an aggressor, and then everybody starts being uneasy, and it's just creating tensions, and it's just getting worse and worse. So that's what we know up until this point. It's really sad that this conversation has to keep coming up, but it's a conversation that we have to keep having until there's no reason to have it anymore. So that's my take. Leave a comment below. Tell me if there's something I missed, or if there's a different opinion that you have. I feel like most people are actually pretty on board with the way I said things, because people on left and right pretty much agree this was just a killing in the street. This was just a murder. This is pretty bad. But hey, if you got something else to say, put it in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.